Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. I'm your host, Bernadette. Joining me today is Celisha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Bernadette?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So, Celisha, can you tell us what is your story and what do you do?
Well, I have a program, Highway to Healing with Celisha J. I'm an actress, an author. My book is I Survived.
Mm,
And the Highway to Healing with Celisha J stems from my book. I Survived. It's a book about the traumas of my past from being molested, raped, mentally and physically abused. It's a book of trauma. And my coaching program, Highway to Healing, is, a, I would say it just comes from that. It's a program to help people that have experienced the same traumas that I have to healing, on their journey to healing, so that they can live in God's purpose for their life. So that is what Highway to Healing, the number two healing with Celisha J is.
that's awesome. Tell us more. How did you come up with the name and the significance of it?
Well, the significance was I knew I wanted to write a book. Ever since, in my 30s, I wanted to write a book about my trauma because I wanted to help people that have experienced the same trauma, because there's so many people out here that are unhealed. They have PTSD and don't know they have PTSD because you jump out of one relationship, and if it was a toxic relationship, you jump out that relationship and go into another relationship, and you never take the time to say, I need to heal from whatever happens. And you jump into the next relationship and you take that next person into the same thing that you just came out of, even if they have different backgrounds. So I didn't realize that I needed to heal until I did someone else that same way. So that I can say that from experience, that I did someone the exact same way that I'm saying that we don't realize it. And there's so many people that have experienced traumas in their past that they have not healed from. So I wanted to be able to help guide women on their journey to healing, but I needed to heal first. So I had to go through the process first. And Highway to Healing, I was praying and asking God for a name, and I have, and I feel like I have the spirit of discernment. God shows me things in dreams, and I'm a strong believer. I'm God fearing. I don't play about God, and God don't play about me. But um, I was praying for the name of my coaching program. I already had everything laid out for me, and in my dreams it said Highway to Healing, and that's where it came from. Highway to Healing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're
Um,
welcome.
yeah, for people who may have been through either the same or similar traumas that you've experienced,
Mhm.
what would you say to them, especially if they're in the midst of it? Because I find when we're in the storm, it's really hard to see clearly or find clarity. What would you say to those people?
It is hard. It is hard, but the first thing I would suggest anyone do is go to God, because we start with God and we end with God. But love yourself,
Yeah.
because when you're going through it, the hardest thing to do is to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, and when you love yourself,
Mhm.
the things that you're going through, you'll take a beat, a pause, and say, I deserve better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need better.
Mhm.
I can do better. And it's hard to walk away when you love somebody. This is so hard. I know for experience.
Yeah.
But why continue to stay in something that you know is toxic? It's mental abuse, physical abuse, whatever. Why continue to do it if you love yourself?
Mm.
Walk away. Do a list. Like they say, do that list, that good list and that bad list. So what's your boundaries? Do a list of your boundaries, what you won't tolerate and what you will tolerate. And if you're checking off the box and everything seems like they're crossing the boundaries of what you won't tolerate,
Mhm.
then you need to make a decision.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I agree.
Love
Thank you.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good advice. I'll take that one. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. You speak of your faith. Was there ever a time where you were losing faith in the God that you serve, when you were going through really, really dark times?
Yes, most
Mm,
definitely. Because you, especially when you're in a situation where you're trying to decide whether or not you want to leave someone. And the thing is, it gets really bad before it gets better. And you get mad and angry at God because you want things to go the way that you wanted to go, where that person is the person for you. And God is saying, no, he's not the person. But you like, Lord, no, I love him. And you like, God is like, no. So it's a battle between you and him for what he knows is right for you. And so, yes, I've questioned my faith. I've gotten angry, and I did not want to read my Bible as much as I usually read my Bible. And I didn't want to pray as much as I wanted to pray. But then I realized that if I don't have nobody else, I got God. So
yeah,
I always tell everybody, take it to God. Don't give up on God, because God ain't gonna give up on you. The reason why we're here is because of God.
mhm,
And God can take your life on a different path, a different level. He can take you to places where you'll never imagine. But you got to go with God in
yeah,
everything that you
yeah.
do.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
Now that you've healed, correct me if I'm wrong, or continue to. It's a
Continue
lifelong
to.
journey, continue to. Um,
Mhm.
what are some different techniques or methods you use to heal? Whether it's holistic, meditation, reading your Bible, what do you do?
I read the Bible, but sometimes it's just best to go in solitude. Sometimes you need to cut off the world. When you got many people talking in your ear,
Mm,
they telling you what you think you should do, they think you should do, they're not you.
mm,
No one knows you better than you. So sometimes I call it turn off the noise. The noise is the outside world. I
mm,
don't want to hear anyone. And I'll read my Bible. I'll turn my music on. And I just read. It don't necessarily have to be the Bible. I just read, and I just focus on clearing my mind and meditate and just think about me. And it don't be one day for me. It be days. Sometimes it's better to do that because it protects your peace. It protects your heart. It protects your mental. And you never know how much stress and pressure you're under because you're feeling a certain type of way, and anxiety is taking over, it's taking control of your body. But
mm.
you have to take time for yourself and just go ahead and um,
Yeah,
figure out the best way for you to heal,
yeah,
the best way for you to heal,
yeah,
nobody else.
yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, thank you for sharing. I've wrestled with society in this aspect. When people find the strength to rest, they're being labeled, whether they're lazy or, not productive. What would you say to people who think like that?
could you repeat your question?
Yeah, sometimes when people are resting, you mentioned solitude.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when we're resting, maybe there's label being placed on why we're resting because everything is go, 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 go. As soon as we slow down, people may see it as not being productive.
Well, see, my number one thing is I don't care what people think. When you stop worrying about what people think, your life becomes so much better. As long as you worry about what people think, you are always going to be stressed because they talk about Jesus Christ. It's how you feel. Like Cat Williams say, it's called self-esteem. It's how you feel about yourself. I don't care what people say. I don't care what they think. It's always, who are we if we don't have somebody talking about us? Let them talk. You do what's best for you,
Mhm.
and everything else will work out because this is your life. When God calls you home on Judgment Day, you are going to be there. Nobody else is going to be there with you. So if you focus on what other people think about you, you're missing out. Time, time. You could be living your life, prospering, living in your purpose. Forget what everybody thinks about you. You're not going to be successful worried about what other people think. You
Oof.
need a mental
Yeah.
break. Everyone needs a mental break.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. I needed to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
How can people begin to heal from trauma? Because there's so many different types of traumas. I'm healing from trauma. At times I don't even know where to start or when to stop. What are your thoughts? How can we do that?
First, we got to stop looking at it like it's a time or a place to stop. You you have to heal on your own time and in your own time. Healing is a journey, it's not a destination. You're going to get there when you get there, but you're never going to be 100% healed. It's PTSD, it's trauma. You're never going to be 100% healed, but you are going to be able to get to a place to where you are not focused on the trauma. You can move past it. It won't be so many triggers because triggers are a part of the PTSD process. If you're healing, those triggers, the same triggers that you have dealt with in your past, won't be able to affect you anymore. Somebody won't be able to say something that's going to throw you off your balance and ruin the rest of your day because it didn't bother you. Everybody has their own way of healing. Some people do therapy, some people do coaching. That's what Highway to Healing is. It's a coaching program. Some people go to the psychiatrist. I would say you do what's comfortable for you. For me, I didn't want to talk to people that were never been through the same thing I've been through. They couldn't tell me anything. I don't need you to pat me on my back. I don't want you to rub my ego. I want you to tell me when I'm wrong. I want you to tell me this is messed up. I want you to listen to understand and not listen with your triggers. I want you to give me the space to heal with you. And so everybody has their own technique. For me, it was writing in the beginning, you know. Um, you gotta find your niche. Talking, I give a lot of advice. Random people I might not even know, just something just about my aura. They'll just randomly just start a conversation with me and tell me their problems, and I'm only going to give advice if I'm asked. So I'll give advice and I'll pray over them, and I'll help them the way I can, but you have to figure out what's best for you. I'm here if you need me though, because Highway to Healing with Celisha J is on my website. You can sign up for it, and we could work together. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But number one, start with God, because I'm not God. I'm just one of his sheep. So
Mm.
you go to God first.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. So let's say I'm a new client that you're working with.
Mhm.
What kind of materials or homework would you give me? What's the process? Walk me through it.
Okay, so if you're taking the program, because there's a free class, it's like the AA meeting. The free class is on Monday. It's like AA meetings, when you got AA meeting, you got a group of people that automatically they all have some kind of trauma, PTSD. You might not get as much time with me because I have to hear everyone out, right? But on Wednesdays, I give a course, and the course is I don't let no more than certain people in the course, and it's a 10-week program of homework, consistent processes to work on you healing, and you get a gift and mail, and it's just like a journey of us just working together one-on-one, hands-on access to me. And so when you need me with whatever, you got me, and that is a paid course, but that is the one that you definitely have step-by-step program for them 10 weeks to healing. But
Mm,
again, you have one-on-one access to me. So you got my phone number. You having a moment, you need to call me, we set something up, we can talk and you can let it all out. It's just 100%. We're gonna work on this to get you healed.
yeah.
And I'm gonna teach you some steps to when the program is over to continue when you're having a bad moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Oh, I love that you're guiding people because trauma is so painful, but it's also very complex and confusing. So I love
yes,
that you're helping people uh, to guide them and help them process it that way. Yeah.
yes.
So where can people find your book?
Oh, it's on Amazon. You would have to type in my name, Celisha J, Celisha J, because it's a lot of survived books. I survived books, kids' books out there. So, and then you can go on my website, CelishaJ.net. You can order the regular copy or the autograph copy. And but those are the two ways you can find it.
Okay, awesome. And where on social media are you hanging out at?
Celisha J, everything. And
Everything. That's so cool.
Celisha J, everything. The TikTok is the real Celisha J, but Celisha J, everything.
Awesome. Awesome. Is there anything else that you'd like to share? Anything I didn't get to ask you?
Well, I think you asked pretty much everything. I think I do have a movie coming out at the end of March, beginning of April, called The Unlawful Act. It's going to be
Ooh.
on Tubi and Prime. Check it out, you know. But please join if you feel anyone that you know, love, that you feel like they need some help. They're responding to things that are not normally the way that a person would respond. Like, say, for instance, and I use this as an example every time they say, you say, well, the sky is blue. And they like, oh, no, it's not blue, it's purple. You know, there's something wrong. Internally, there's something wrong.
Mm,
So if you have people that you know have experienced trauma,
mhm.
send them to me. I can help.
Yeah.
But we're going to go with God. And everything that we talk about in my forum, no matter what it is non-disclosure. So if you enter my classroom, and it's all online, it's virtual. So if you enter my classroom, you have officially signed a non-disclosure agreement. We cannot have you disclose anything that is said within the group setting, period. So you have a trusted, judgment-free zone for
Mhm.
me and you and everybody like you to discuss what you need so that you can heal, so you can live in God's purpose for your life.
Mm, I love that. Thank you for sharing again.
You
What is the meaning of life for you?
peace,
Mm,
because life, if you're stressed, if you are always on go on turmoil, is like at this point, I just want peace. I just want to enjoy life on my terms and live
yes.
in peace because I want to be able to live a long life. And if your life is in chaos, then you have no peace.
Yeah.
So the meaning of life is peace, living in purpose that God has for you, because God has you here for a reason. And you don't ever want to get to a place where God don't need you. You don't want to get there where you're not living in his purpose and he's tried to show you your purpose over and over again and you have not listened to him. You want God to want you here. So
Yeah.
find your purpose. And if it takes you to go to school, to heal, or whatever it is, pray for purpose, go with it, and don't let nothing stop you.
Mm, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And
You're
thank you
welcome.
so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you so much for having us. And we having a virtual book tour, so we are stopping on different podcast platforms. Please check us out.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I